Hey, heaven high everybody, every light body. This is Baba on Aquarius Keychain, and today I'm just very happy to be here, presenting you a friend of mine. and Also, I want to share a story with you, a story of hope, story of the future, of change of paradigm that I personally lived. I want to share with you from the perspective that I have and the experience that I have being a channeler, being constantly in in a way, because I have a lot of parts of me that are working out of my body, and so like my perspective of reality can be very different, and it's very interesting to share that. So that story of new earth paradigm of hope is so I was going to the city to meet my partner, and it was on the birthday of my father, and it's a city in Portugal that's called Fundao. And I arrived there, and it was actually, and I didn't know, the moment of protest against a project of solar panel is going to take over a huge green space, and that is absolutely not sustainable. And for the protection of the land, people gathered in protest, and I was a bit out of the activism web, so I didn't know nothing about it. And I arrived on the plaza, the central place of the city, and one of what I call the grandmother of a lot of this web, she's called Dee. She's an Irish shaman that lived in Jamaica, lives now in Portugal, and is a great activist that won prizes, and that is very, very wise. And I crossed her, and she introduced me to this space and gave me this gold and white, gold rubber, aluminium, gold, and silver, and this corruption kills, a corrupção mata, in front, written on the panel. And I arrive in that space, and I feel and introduced by her, and I feel the call of the mission. I felt a very strong energy coming to me just before, and that energy was the elemental being of the wind, the nine-dimensional elemental master of the wind called Dom, that I discovered through oracle card of Jenna Cooper that I connect to. And it arrived to me as I step on a figure on the floor that looked like a tree of life, geometrically, and there was like children playing down the stairs, and they were like very excited, and I look and I see the name of Dom on a vitrine of a shop. I see myself standing on this geometry, and a huge wind comes to me, filling me with a very strong energy. And I asked the universe and asked the field, why is this coming to me? It's not possible that this being is coming to me just for me. It has a purpose if I received it. And I was there in contact with a very high, powerful wind element energy. And later on, I crossed Dee the shaman, who introduced me to this space of activism and give me a board to manifest. And so, we do the manifestation, people come in, singing, playing, dancing, and I have this feeling and this memory of a channel saying, you will be at the right moment with the right persons doing the right thing. And that was exactly what was happening. Absolutely synchronistically, without the drama and the organization and all the stuff that I was passing before while I was connecting to environmental manifestation activist web, where it was a lot of stress, it was very hard emotionally. But there it was just absolutely fluent, at least for me. And we arrive and we go in front of a big building in which I understand there's like a meeting. I understood later, I didn't know, and that's important that I didn't know, that this was actually the meeting in this hall of the change of the mayor and presidency of the city that's called Fundão, and they were hosting the political changes. So like the political structure was actually going to be changed on that day, and that's why they were manifesting. I'm in the middle of the crowd, and I'm going into my channel of dance, so I start shaking, I start to be embodied, and I feel the vibration is lifting up. So in a way, I'm in my element, in the crowd, dancing, being like, this is my sphere of activity, of service. I bridge the energy there. I'm a dancer. I'm a part of the movement of collective transmutation, and I see how the ceremony is happening, and I'm like kind of embodied, like making a lot of energy are passing through me, and what I see is all the little wind, all the little hope of all the people speaking, going out of their mouth, people supporting, talking about that project, that protection of nature, that environment, all the energy of the people speaking, all the little winds being brought together into one big wind. And this energy comes to me, put this together, and bless it with a lot of love, a lot of hope, a lot of frequency of the new age communities and everything. Spirit of the nature, because I'm living in this nature for now, in this land for now 3 years, and I've been connecting deeply. So they capitalize, they use me as a way of communication. And I see the Christ light coming in, blessing this huge sphere of wind that is gathered by the wind, the hope, and the minds of everyone. And as this is happening, I turn and I see a very important person to me in those manifestations of the New Age standing next to me. I turn and I see another one that I haven't seen for a long time. I turn and I see this musician, these men that make therapy healing, that upon a temple of fire, 40 minutes from here, that I saw once, visited his land and never saw again. And I think about him so often, and he was there, and he blows in a huge trumpet, and everybody was like playing drums, and through the trumpet, Archangel Gabriel comes to me very strongly. A lot of being comes to me, and they all pass through the sound, through the thing. Like, it was a collective thing, nothing was personal. But I was witnessing that, and I was feeling the movement, and this huge ball of new mindset, of hope, of orchestrated new air, new thoughts, just go into the hall, floods the space as the new mayor arrives and present himself as a protector of the project. I mean, protector of our revolt against the project of the solar panel. The solar panels. And it was absolutely beautiful, because I was witnessing very, very high magic. Like, I was being burned. Like, very, very high magic, a bridge between the political system and the channeling energy of the community for the new age. Bridging together, face to face, and those two supported by a third point, making a triangle with the angelic realms. That's crazy. That's what we have been waiting for. And so clear, so strong. And I see the wind going in the building, and all this energy going up the head of the politicians, of the people there, touching their hearts and giving them the new mindset, the support, and the implement energy, the essence of everything that we were standing for, we as the people. And that's super strong. Later on, it was 2 days ago, this was on the 3rd November, we are the 25, 24, And 2 days ago, so in the same month, a friend asked me, "Oh, do you want to plant trees?" And I said, "Yeah, let's go plant trees. It's absolutely beautiful." One of the friends was standing with me in the crowd on the manifestation, and we were speaking about after the forest burn, like last year. Oh, we should plant trees. We should be on the field, you know. And in the last 4 weeks, it's the second time it happens super fluently, super by magic, and it's so symbolic for me to plant trees for the future generation. Is like a physical manifestation of all the work I do, because yeah, the legacy I have as the children of the sky. You know, I'm also a children. I'm also a child, and I'm becoming a father, and I'm giving to the next generation. So for me, to see that all of this is manifesting through physical reality is always the point of anchor. Everything that I do spiritually has to be manifest in the matter, and that's magic. That's the miracle space. And so I'm with that friend, and we are planting trees, and I understand that we are planting trees for like a space of spiritual connection. She said this to me, that they are making in that village, like one village away from mine, a place to connect to nature, uh, uh, you know, with trees, like they had this circle shapes, like they are making a natural temple. And so I was like, wow, so here I can be myself, I said to her, in a way, you know, I can go, I can open my channels. Those are people, you know, that are doing this, and it's funny because they were called themselves like the horses of the wind, cavallo do vento, and it's a horse with wings that has a very unicorn energy, you know, Pegasus energy, from Pegasus constellation next to Lyra. Anyway, that's light workers stuff. And so I take my shoes off, I go barefoot, I leave the shovel, you know, I start to do my shit, I start to go on the field, and I'm brought to this tree that was calling me, the biggest tree there. And I sit under a tree, and I start channeling a message saying a protocol to activate with the spirit of the nature, the spirit of the land, to activate the site. And I'm like, whoa, I have to give this to the person's in charge, to the person that's in charge. And I ask her, oh, who's in charge here, you know, like, who's responsible, who is anchoring the project? And I had this very spiritual tendency, oh, it's all of us, like somebody, oh, it's all of us, but I was like, no, like, I understand there's a very communal and feminine way of being together in those projects and going out against the masculine structure, but myself, like, no, but we need a balance in that. I want to know who is anchoring this. I need to talk to that person. I was in my masculine going to give direction, you know, standing in my truth, and that was challenging. And that's funny because I was making turn of the circle before going under the tree, and a man gives me a thing to work on the ground, because we were like cleaning the ground next to the main circle of trees, of planting. And it was the mayor of that village that is the one who anchoring the project. And I told him, no, thank you, I'm doing my stuff. Turning around the circle barefoot, bringing earth with my hand from the tree, like, you know, and nobody, but you know, I was like, okay, like this brown guy is just doing his stuff. And then I come to him and said, wait, understand he's the mayor, and say, you're the one anchoring that project, and he said, yes, I'm the mayor, I'm the one allowing this to happen. And I say, well, I have a message for you. And we were like, I accept his invitation, you know, to work with him on the earth, and we were both working with him, the mayor and a channeler of the New Age's energy. And I hesitate a bit, and then I said to him, listen, I have a message from that tree in the spirit of this land. Ask the help of that tree, because his roots is under this field. Ask the help of the river, and go to this mountain that is called Ajmela, and take quartz from the top of that mountain, because she's in charge here. bury those quartz on the field, bring the water of the river, pour it on the quartz, and ask the root of this tree to anchor and raíz, how do you say now, and root all this energy in. So you're making the bridge between the spirit of the nature, the holders, the natural holders of this space, and your project. Because I asked him, what kind of energy do you want to bring in? And he said, good energy. And I said, here's what I received. I'm just giving you the messages. This is for you to do. And he listened to me, respected me, looked in my eyes, and received the message. He repeated to memorize it. And I was very touched. Next thing we know, the discussion is cut because we brought to the photo, and we take a photo together, all together, with him, my friend that brought me there, that was so touched by planting trees that she was crying. It was beautiful. Like, she was just, no, it was beautiful. And next, after the photo that we took all the group together, the mayor of the city shows me a photo on his phone of my head in the crowd of that manifestation. At the moment I was like, in the moments I was channeling those energies. And that was very powerful. I saw the photo of me in the crowd, him showing it to me now. It was his response to the movement I did to him. Next movement he did is that. And I see that at the soul level he knows. At the soul level he's like, I see you. At the soul level, we're together. Yeah. We are coming together. And I was, wow, blasted. It's real. There is hope. It's happening. We are infiltrating the layers. It happened on the astral. It's happening now in society, politically, the spirituality, the law of the nature and the law of the universe is starting to infiltrate themselves. The light is being infiltrated by the light workers, by the collective inside the system to birth and make the transition to a new paradigm. And that is freaking amazing. And by the way, that is the vibe of Neptune-Saturn movement that is speaking since a while, but peaking on February 2026. And the dance of Saturn and Neptune going back from conjuncting themselves in Aries is a vibe of leadership. The leaders of the new world, the leaders without followers, the one who leads themselves by example and the field respond, the one who leads multidimensionally and synchronically, just following the flow and giving direction, acting upon what needs to be acted upon. Righteousness is a vibration. There's nothing to prove. Righteousness is a vibration. And the masculine divine, the divine masculine, the masculine collective is awakening. And I'm not talking about men. I'm talking about the masculine inside of us, who vibrates righteousness. And the field becomes righteous. It's not an argument. It's not a confrontation. It's sovereignty acting by vibration. It's the law of the Father passing. Sustained by everything was prepared in the feminine by the mothers. It's absolutely beautiful. And this ascension process is a family affair. This descension process, because we bring the light in here, we're putting the light inside the matter. It's absolutely beautiful. And those stories, I'm there to share them because they are stories of hope. Stories making it real. Little examples that is showing it is happening. Have a very beautiful day, family. Sending you love, kisses, and light. This was Baba and friends on Aquarius Keychain. Take good care.